All right, and now we move to the main card, and the first fight up with the main card opener in the UFC's featherweight division. You have a barn burner with the number 9 ranked Bryce Thug Nasty Mitchell, who comes into the fight with an undefeated professional record of 15 victories and no defeats, going up against the number 14 ranked, also undefeated Ilia El Matador Topuria, who comes into the fight with a record of 12 victories and no defeats. Somebody's has got to go. You've got a combined undefeated record of 27 victories with no losses. This is just everything you could ask for in the featherweight division, and one of the best examples of premium matchmaking that the UFC's had in quite some time. Look, Mitchell versus Topuria is a great matchup. It's very tough stylistically for both guys. I think there's areas where it's a lot tougher for Bryce Mitchell. There's areas where it could get into some murky waters for Ilia Topuria. We look at some of the stats. I'll break down the stats for this fight. You have Topuria ranked number 14 in the division, and Bryce Mitchell's ranked number 9. So you got a battle between top 15 ranked guys. Whoever wins this fight is more than likely going to be ranked number 8, number 9 in the division, somewhere around there. But yeah, combined record 27-0. Both guys coming off wins. Mitchell, that decision victory over Edson Jr. Barbosa. He even dropped Barbosa with a straight left hand, that right hook into the straight left. Dropped him, got on top of him, constantly got the takedowns. Timed Barbosa coming in to him, pulled him into the takedown attempts as well. Really, really good work from Mitchell inside the guard of Barbosa. And that's the thing that he's very good at, and that's what Topuria, I think, is going to have to look out for. If he gets taken down by Mitchell, I think Topuria can find his way back up to the feet. He's got good scrambling ability. He's also a Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu black belt. He knows how to fight on the ground. He knows how to move effectively. He knows how to work his way back up to the feet. But inside the guard, Mitchell can literally just sit there while Topuria has that close guard and try to bomb away on him with elbows, punches, then get back into close range, keep the head on the chest, and then tripod up with your legs and get into that tripod position, and then land some ground and pound, then go back, put the head on the chest, keep control of the opponent's wrist while inside the guard so they can't throw up submission attempts, they can't throw anything off their back, and just try to come over the top of the wrist control with the elbows like we saw Chito Vera do against Sean O'Malley. Stuff like that. I think Mitchell's going to have to make this dirty. Mitchell's going to have to get in his face and be Thug Nasty. He has to live up to his nickname in this fight. Mitchell has to get Thug Nasty against Topuria in order to win this, because if this is a technical battle, if it's a battle that's fought on the outside at kicking range, or if it's fought even in boxing range, Topuria is going to win this fight. If it's fought at kicking range or boxing range, Topuria is going to win. If it's in clinch range, Mitchell, that's where Mitchell's going to have his most success, is in those body locks with those double leg takedowns, getting the body lock position and pushing Topuria up against the cage, landing knees to the body, landing elbows over the top, looking to drag Topuria off the fence and then re-drag him back the opposite direction to get an outside trip. Have Topuria go down to his knees, then try to tripod his way back up, get his back, put the hooks in, look for submission attempts. It's going to be the scrambling, the transitions, the takedowns, the clinch game of Bryce Mitchell that's going to win this fight. He's got decent striking. We did a video on this fight on the YouTube channel about 3 or 4 weeks ago talking about it, breaking it down. And, Mitchell has good striking. This is similar to the Topuria and Ryan Hall fight, except Mitchell is a little bit more competent on the feet than Ryan Hall. He has better power in his hands. He moves more effectively with his head movement and his footwork. He's able to get out of the way a little bit better. The thing that the thing that Bryce Mitchell likes to do that I've noticed, he's a southpaw. He's going up against an orthodox fighter in Topuria. He likes to fade off to that rear left side and then come back with his straight right or a straight left hand, come back with a right hook. He's always moving in. He'll fake his way in and then he'll step back to that rear side. He'll fake his way in and then he'll slip and move his way back to that rear side. It's kind of like what Quarantillo does, but that's in orthodox, where he'll slip to that rear side and throw that left hook. Mitchell kind of likes to do that in southpaw, but it's with the right hook, but he more uses it as a defensive movement instead of landing any offense from it. It's kind of in and out, in and out. He'll slip his way over to his rear side and then dart his way back out of range. He'll dart his way in, slip, and then, dart his way backwards and slide his way back out of range. So he'll go boom, slip to the rear side, slide his way out. He'll be in, boom, slip, slide his way out. Boom, boom, slip, and slide his way back out to that rear side. That in and out, in, out, kind of moving around, that's Topuria's game. And that's not a game that I think Mitchell can play here. You can't play that, Matador style against a guy who's literally El Matador. It's not going to work because that's going to draw you into counters. Then Topuria is going to start using a lot more fakes and feints with his hands. He's very good at faking with that lead hand slipping, right, slipping left, and using his slips to drag you into counters. He loves that left body shot. That's going to be there all day against Bryce Mitchell, and that's also going to be a liver shot because the liver is going to be on your right side. That's always going to be there. Boom, to land that shot to the body. I think we're going to see Topuria invest in a lot of body work against Mitchell. The fake the right hand to the left body hook. The Canelo style combinations with the feint the right hand, boom, slip with that left hook to the body as you slip to the outside, or slip to the inside, You're going to boom, boom, bop, slip, land that left hook to the body. The body shots of Topuria are going to be a big weapon in this fight against Mitchell, but I understand if he doesn't want to throw them too effectively, because if you get that close to his body, that can allow Mitchell to close off that range, get into the over-under clinch positions, and get those takedowns. That is something that Topuria is going to have to look out for. So I feel like we're going to see a little bit more of a Ryan Hall style fight approach, where he's going to be feinting in and out, but he's going to be dragging Mitchell into him to land that overhand right, to land the left hook to the body, to land the left hook up top to the head, to land the 1-2 left hook to the body, overhand right, like he did against Jai Herbert. The thing with Topuria is he's very good at picking up on the tendencies of his opponents and making changes as the fight goes. Now, Mitchell's good at that as well, but I don't think those takedowns, I don't think that Mitchell is going to be able to draw in Topuria to overextend on his punches and then allow Bryce Mitchell to get those takedowns. And while Bryce Mitchell is going to try to pressure and walk forward on Topuria and close that distance, he's going to be open for those counters, the body shots, the left hooks up top, the overhand rights, the straight right hand, the 1-2 left hook to the body, right hand over the top. He's going to be open for those shots as he tries to crash in and close that distance. This fight is going to be Bryce Mitchell being a fish out of water on the feet. Now, you're going to say, well, you kind of said the same thing against Barbosa, and I did pick Barbosa to beat Mitchell. But the thing is, Barbosa isn't as good under pressure with the counter game as Topuria. Topuria is better at fighting calm under pressure. Topuria is better at finding ways to land counters as the opponent might have him hurt, like Jai Herbert did. He had him hurt. He was able to slip off to his rear side, drag Herbert in, and land over the jab with the overhand right, land over the jab with the straight right hand, then come back with a slip roll. He's very good at staying calm under fire, and that allows him to land his technical striking on the feet. And Barbosa's not like that. If you pressure Barbosa, he always wilts under the pressure. Sometimes he can land good counters. Sometimes he can land big shots and hurt you or potentially knock you out or rock you. But Topuria is way better in that style of fight. And even if Mitchell is pressuring him, Topuria is going to find ways to get off on the angles he needs to move laterally, to pull Mitchell into those counter shots, to land that left hook to the body, to land those knees to the body. I mean, even when Ryan Hall went to do like that Imanari style roll, he timed one of the times when he lowered his level and he landed a flying knee. But right before that, he tried to go with that rolling to the inside and trying to get the leg lock. He framed off. And then the second time, he timed it with a flying knee. So he's very aware inside the fight. Topuria has a very solid fight IQ. He might have one of the best fight IQs at 145, aside from the champion in Alexander Volkanovski. He's so well-rounded in all aspects of the game. And even if Mitchell takes down Topuria, he's good at scrambling. He's good at working his way back up to the feet. He has a good guillotine. He has good submission attempts. He's not easy to take down. I mean, you look at the grappling aspects of Topuria. Topuria has a 100% takedown defense rate. He's never even been taken down, and Bryce Mitchell has a 52% takedown accuracy. Now, I know, Mitchell will pair his string his takedown attempts together. He'll go in, tying up. He'll go to a body lock. He'll go to a single leg. He'll go back to the double leg. He'll go back to the body lock and try to break your posture down. He is good at tying the takedown attempts together. But against a guy in Topuria who's never even been taken down, and he's so good at managing the distance and the range and keeping it at the distance that he wants the fight to be at with the power that he possesses and the technical ability on the feet, this is a horrible matchup for Bryce Mitchell. And I'm honestly shocked to see Topuria only be a -135, -150 favorite. I thought coming into this fight, they were going to have Topuria at over -200. That's how confident I am in Ilia Topuria. I think this is just a terrible matchup for Bryce Mitchell. And the areas where Mitchell is good, it's going to be extremely difficult for him to get Topuria down in those areas, to get him into the wheelhouse where Mitchell needs to be to have success. I mean, we even saw in certain aspects of the Barbosa fight, when things don't start to go too well for Mitchell on the feet, he kind of backtracks. He kind of gets a little worried. He kind of moves a little bit and has a little bit of a, I got to get a takedown like right now. Like not all the time, and he's very good at timing the opponents and pulling them into takedowns, which he did against Barbosa. But I mean, I think if Topuria starts landing on the feet, he's just going to continue to land. It's going to draw out the takedown attempts of Mitchell, and it's going to make the striking game and the fakes and feints of Topuria a lot more effective in this matchup. I expect a finish from Ilia Topuria here. I think early on it's going to be close. I think Mitchell might get one takedown early on, but Topuria will work his way back up to the feet. He'll defend the submission attempts of Mitchell, and then after that, he's going to dictate that range. He's going to step in, step out, step in, step in, step out. He's going to be drawing that imaginary line and pulling Mitchell into all these counters, and Mitchell's defense isn't the best. Like I said, he likes to pull a lot to that rear side, step in, step out, throws some kicks. If he tries to go with wheel kicks or round kicks against Ilia Topuria, he's going to get countered. I mean, even the wheel kick that Ryan Hall tried to throw against Ilia Topuria, he was able to move with it and then go off to the opposite side and even, get a hold of Ryan Hall. And then that ended up going into the scramble where Topuria eventually trapped the arm and just bombed away on his face. He can pick up on patterns. He's good at downloading the data. He's good at finding counters. He's good at adjusting throughout the 15 minutes. This is a win-win situation for Topuria, and I think he really shines in this spot. I'm going to go with Topuria via second round knockout. I think he's going to work the body early. I think it's going to be harder for him to pick up on the timing early in the fight, but eventually that overhand right, that left hook, that left body shot, the right straight behind it, the uppercuts from the rear side to the body. I mean, those are going to be big weapons. The body work, especially from Topuria, is going to be a big weapon against Mitchell. I think he works the body early, and then he finds an opening for that right hand right to the chin, and he knocks out Bryce Mitchell. I think it's similar to the Jai Herbert left shot to the body. Boom, right hand over the top. He knocks Bryce Mitchell out cold and gives him his first loss in professional mixed martial arts. So my pick is going to be Ilia El Matador Topuria, the number 14 ranked featherweight in the division, to improve to 13-0 as a professional mixed martial artist by defeating Bryce Mitchell via second round knockout victory. Moneyline Topuria all day here. Moneyline -150. Yeah, that's the best bet. If you want to go a second best bet, I don't think the line is out yet, but fight doesn't go the distance. You're going to be Topuria on the money line or fight doesn't go the distance. I think fight doesn't go the distance might be like -115. It could be plus money depending on what the line's going to be, but I think it'll be in the similar range, like -120, +110, somewhere around there. Either fight doesn't go the distance. If you're on the side of Mitchell and you think he's going to be able to grind it out, then maybe you just play money line on Mitchell at +130. But I think -150 is a steal for Topuria. I think either -150 Topuria is your best bet overall. Then the second best bet would be fight does not go to decision. If you want to play the Topuria KO prop, I like that as well. That's not out yet, but when that line drops, I like Topuria by knockout. So I'm going to list my best bets for the fight in order. Topuria on the money line at -150. Fight doesn't go the distance or fight doesn't go to decision is probably going to be like -120, +110, somewhere around there. And your third best bet, which will probably give you, I would say, +200 odds, maybe higher, maybe a little bit lower, would be Ilia Topuria to win via knockout. If it's not over +200, I would just play the money line at -150 on Ilia Topuria because you're not getting a lucrative bet to pick the exact winning method, but I do think Topuria finds the chin of Mitchell and knocks him out. So Moneyline Topuria is your best bet at -150. Second best bet is fight does not go the distance, probably -120, +110, somewhere around there. And then maybe Topuria at KO TKO as long as it's over the +200 odds. But I'm going Ilia Topuria via second round knockout over Bryce Thug Nasty Mitchell.